Hey folks, it's January and this year practically nothing is coming out. So what are we meant to do? Spend time with friends and family? Ugh, I hope not.
It's January and not a lot is happening, folks, at least in terms of new releases, unless you like slightly better looking versions of Tomb Raider and Metal Gear Solid, that is. I mean, what happened, January? You used to be cool, man. For years it was a total new release dead zone, and then in 2008 Burnout Paradise came out and it was awesome. Everyone bought it because there was nothing else to play, which means everyone was online setting times and racing. And it sold a bunch too, so in the following years, some companies held off on their holiday releases to get more exposure in January. In 2009, Skate 2 did it. In 2010, it was Mass Effect 2. 2011, Dead Space 2. In 2012, nothing came out again for some reason, but then last year we had Devil May Cry, Ni no Kuni, and Antichamber. Pretty good work, January. So what are we looking at this year? Alright, we got a Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. Alright, there's a Recoil with a K, and a console version of that Halo game for those Microsoft tablets that nobody owns. Great. I don't know, folks, seems like we've gotten back into bad habits. And what's worse is those two new consoles have basically nothing coming out for the first few months either. It'll be mid-March before Titanfall and infamous Second Son hit the shelves, so your PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones might not be getting a bunch of play for a while. I mean, there's only so many times you can really enjoy the single-player campaign in Rise and Killzone. 0 times! So maybe it's time to play some of those games you didn't get to last year. Maybe it's time to play some really old dumb crap. Here are 5 games that I'm probably going to play over the next month or so. And maybe you should too. Number 1, Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls. It seems like the type of game that requires your full undivided attention, a game that needs you to dedicate a lot of time to it. So though I've always wanted to play it, I've kept putting it off. Well, guess what, folks? We've got all the time in the world over the next 8 weeks. All the time to die over and over again. It's $30 on Steam at the moment, and judging by all your comments on last week's video, it's really worth it. It was a lot less during the Steam sales though, so if you pulled the trigger then, even better.
And hey, you'll be up to speed with Dark Souls by the time the sequel comes out in March. Now, what's next on the list, Danny? Something new, I hope.
Quake 3/Unreal Tournament. Whenever I'm bored of games, I reinstall Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament and I'm instantly happy again. And guess what? Those games are still the best. Get them on Steam for less than the cost of a 6-pack of beer and some nachos, and then also buy the beer and the nachos, and you'll have the best night of your life, remembering a time when games were about shooting bipedal eyeballs in space and railing clowns and friggin' headshots from 600 yards away and buzzsaw blades which explode for some reason. Or install Unreal Tournament 2004 and play the best multiplayer mode ever made, Onslaught, where you have that car that's got blades and shit. Or play Unreal Tournament 3 and realize it was basically a tech demo for Gears of War. Or fuck it, play Team Arena. Honestly, a few beers in any of these games will have the hours just melt away. Thief! There's a new Thief game coming out this year. Now, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd put all my life savings and both of my ugly children on the new Thief game, having absolutely fuck all to do with the first games. I mean, it's from the guys who made that new Deus Ex game, which was a fine game and all, but nothing to do with Deus Ex. It didn't have the clunky inventory system, or the crappy AI, or the Ambrosia, or the Statue of Liberty, or any of that other stuff that made the first Deus Ex great. So before the new Thief comes out in February, check out the original. It's on GOG.com for $10, as are the second and third games. And they're great and super dumb. There are water arrows and zombies that explode and those friggin' dinosaurs from that weird TV show. It's great. Go buy it now.
Or I don't know, steal it or something. No, wait, don't do that.
The Wii U! Hey, guess what? That weird console that nobody bought had some pretty good games released on it last year. I want to clear things up. I don't dislike the Wii U per se. My criticisms of it have largely been based on the sales and why I think they've been poor. But in saying that, I don't own one. And really, if I'm going to talk about the console in any sort of depth, I want to stop being a little bitch and pick one up. So I'm going to do that this week and delve into Mario, Zelda, Pikmin, Wonderful 101 and Zombie U. It's also cheaper by now too, and if it doesn't work out, it'll be worth a shed load of money on eBay in about 10 years. The Walking Dead. If you never completed the first Walking Dead, and I know there are lots of you out there, you really need to get that done now so you can enjoy Season 2 along with everyone else. Also a little shout out to another Telltale adventure, The Wolf Among Us, which is looking very promising after the first episode. All 3 of these games cost $25 on Steam, but are well worth the price of entry and will keep you lively on those slow January nights.
So those are some games I think you should play over the next month, but I'm sure you've got some suggestions of your own. So please let us know in the comments what games you're going to be wasting your life away with this next month. See you next week.